We're doing some summertime squirrel hunting. This is going to be a lot of fun. This time I'm going to do a little bit different last time. Last time I was kind of hugging the trails. This time I'm going to get in the thick of it. This place is a tick-infested jungle, so I've coated myself with off. So I think I'll be all right. We'll see how it goes, but generally speaking, I'm going to head down this hill behind me. By the time I get to the bottom of it, I'm about halfway down the mountain to the river. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from tree to tree, just as quiet as possible. Hoping I see something. Last time, the only squirrel I saw was down here, somewhere around there, just jumping around, and a lot of nut trees down there. So I'm just going to go from tree to tree, work my way down there, try to get to the bottom of this hill, and just see how it goes. You know, oh, by the way, I am also using a new rifle. So excited about this rifle. It is the BC 201 by Bear Creek. And I'm loving this rifle so far, because what it is it's really a Ruger 1022 clone. But what they've done is kind of my dream Ruger 1022, because they put a bull barrel on it. Let's start with that. And this is a fantastic barrel. This rifle is a tack driver. They put in a better trigger, and they've also put on a Hogue stock. Now, what I love about this Hogue stock is it's the same stock that they use for the Remington 700 SDP police rifle. I've had one of those. That thing is a tack driver. Love this stock. And it's forged with a Picatinny rail. So, you know, I'm loving this rifle. I've sighted it in probably about 4 hours ago. Pretty good about that. Feeling pretty darn good about that one. I should even sighting it in. It just started just a little bit up and to the left, and let's pull it down a little bit too far at first, and there we go, man. Even these two were my fault. Like, yeah, I could even, it hit wherever I pulled the trigger at. So, man, dang. Nice. Very nice. I'm just shooting this Remington Thunderbolt and this wasp spray. Kind of declared war on the wasps down here. That's what I'm shooting. Those are my weapons. And then about 50 yards down, I started shooting at that shovel head again, and just tagging it. It's so fun to shoot, but and that's really kind of the only experience I've had. I probably got about 40 rounds through it, and man, what a tack driver. So I'm going to start heading down this mountain. We're just going to see how it goes. Again, I'm going to go from tree to tree, kind of as quiet as I can. Hoping I get a squirrel. Goodness gracious. Summertime squirrel hunting's hard. But I'm gonna give it definitely give it a good old shot and see how we get. Definitely get to the bottom of this hill, get about halfway down the mountain, and just try to sit and be quiet in a lot of spots. Spend some time, pray, relax, and just hope something comes out, and maybe we'll have some squirrel for dinner tonight. With that being said, I'm gonna quiet up. I'm gonna start walking down this hill. I'm going to leave Benjamin inside because it is way too tick infested for that guy to go through the thick of this stuff. So, but I'll just keep on filming all the way down this mountain. Hopefully we'll get a squirrel or two. Last time I didn't get anything, but I think a lot of it had to do with really just sticking to the trails. I think getting off the trails, just really taking my time, getting from tree to tree. is going to be the key to this one, man. Summer squirrel hunting is not an easy thing to do, so we'll just see how it goes. It's just hard to be stealthy, man. So much noise. It's not too awfully thick where I'm at right now. I've mowed this section once or twice over the last few years, so it gets a lot thicker for me. Just to give you an idea of how steep this is. Trying to find nests, squirrel nests. So hard not to make noise walking. Makes so much noise walking. That deer just stood there like, what are you gonna do about it? You know it's not deer season. That's a big deer too. You can't really tell from the video because it was a pretty good size. September, bow season's coming. Heard something, but it was a cardinal. So far no ticks, but I haven't gotten the thick of it yet. I haven't seen any squirrels either, just a deer and a cardinal. This is a hickory forest and there's just all sorts of nuts, acorns and stuff on the ground. It's kind of perfect. I don't know if this makes any sense, but this little area I'm in feels like it'd be a good place for a squirrel. There's all sorts of nut trees here. And I don't know. If I was a squirrel, I'd like it here. So I'm gonna stay here for a bit. good solid 10, 20 minutes. See what comes out of this. It's a big old red-tailed hawk. Oh, I wish I could have got that. I kept hearing something back there. Something fairly big. Like maybe I'm impeding on his hunting territory. I think I'm gonna move along. I feel like squirrels are here. Strange that I can do that with ticks. Like I could tell you if ticks are here or not. It's weird. I feel like squirrels are here. I'm gonna sit for a bit. keep hearing things fall, like nuts from the trees falling, but like several in a row. Stay put a bit. I gotta be careful too. There's a road up on that ridge there. You always gotta be mindful of your backdrop. It's interesting when you go into an area and you kind of be quiet for a little bit, how you start to hear all these different sounds that weren't there before. How about this? I have so much fun doing this. Obviously I want to get a squirrel, but I just love doing this, even if I don't. Sometimes I feel like an impatient hunter, like I always want to move when I haven't seen anything in a bit. So I try to make myself stay a little longer. So they're here. I heard one chattering just a second ago. I hope I have it on film, either on the gun or this camera here. But they're here. There's no wind at all, so I'm looking for movement in the trees as best I can. I feel like they're here. I heard one earlier. I just couldn't see from where I was. I had to move. Like if you look hard enough, you'll eventually be like, oh, there's one. There's like no tree movement, nothing. I just heard it. Make a little chatter, squirrel chatter sound. I get an overcast, it's real nice, so hot. It is hot. So, like I heard a squirrel squeak, do the little yapping. I'll try to play it in here. And then I heard it scratching. And I just stood for, I don't know how long I stood here. About an hour and a half, 2 hours total. Might give it a little bit longer. I'm gonna wander around a bit though, this little area. Quietly, hoping, because I just, it's hard to see. Hoping I can see one. I feel like I heard something on the ground. It seems like every time I go to move, I hear one. Maybe that's God showing me my patience. Summertime squirrel hunting. I think I'm gonna go back to the house. Or the cabin. I'm gonna go get some water. I wish I would have brought some. Ready to get up. I'm sure I'm gonna be a lot thirstier when I get to the top of this hill. And I'm gonna sit on the deck and maybe put the bipod back on this rifle here. Gosh, I did great with the ticks. I didn't get a single tick so far. Sometimes I feel like I'm one with the ticks, just constantly picking ticks off me down here. Seed ticks are the worst, man. Those are the ones that freak me out. I've gotten seed ticks about 5 times. And it's where, a tick will lay an egg and it's got like thousands of little baby ticks in it. And it stays dormant until an animal brushes up against it. And then it explodes all over. And one time it kind of looked like somebody threw mud on my shoe. And then it just started moving. And all those ticks are so tiny. You can barely, like almost microscopic. So, I've had that happen about 5 times. 3 times here on this land. Once in Arkansas, once in Branson. But every time it happens, I think to myself, should I go to the emergency room? I mean, the only good thing about it is they don't have diseases, because they're just born. But man, they're super aggressive. Like they, kind of like any baby, like the first thing they want to do is feed, so they're real aggressive. So it's always good to try to avoid seed ticks if you can. Oh man. But yeah, it was a good so far. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna hunt in the evening. I'm gonna sit on the deck and hunt. I got night vision. I think especially with this cool rifle, I feel like I feel obligated to do some night vision hunting. So we'll keep on trying for sure. I think I got about another couple more outings today I could get in maybe. And then tonight and early in the morning, we'll get a squirrel. Somewhere in there we'll get a squirrel. So I should have made this a wasp hunting video. Like I'm constantly shooting at wasps. Thank goodness for good old wasp spray. I'm getting good. I'm getting them in the air. Oh. Maybe I'll switch it to a wasp hunting video. So there's all sorts of wasps to be killed around here. Let's go this way. Actually, I just heard something in there. So I keep hearing stuff kind of in my front yard. I was walking my dog to the gate and heard something up in here. So I'm going to take this trail down and see what it brings. Open a couple squirrels. Or a squirrel. I'd be happy to see a squirrel at this point. I've heard a squirrel. Sometimes when you're out fishing, just getting the little tugs or nibbles helps the drive, so to say. Suppose keep on driving on, see what this does. I don't have a camera on my scope, it's charging. So we'll make it work though. All right, this is tough, man. I'm definitely trying. I'm trying my hardest to get a squirrel here. There's one. Saw one. I'm gonna try to get a little closer. I can't. I'm sure he saw me and heard me. All right, I saw one, and then another one. I just heard it, and then I saw the branches shaking, and I think a different location, but maybe it was the same one. I don't know. I'm gonna hang out here for a bit. I'm really close to the border. There's actually somebody's camper down there. Somebody's doing a little developing nearby. I'm right on my border, so I gotta be real careful. It's the thing about the woods is you never know. Well, you need to know. I know, but you need, anybody else come through there and go, oh look, there's a squirrel, and they just shoot that camper behind that tree. I'm gonna stick around a bit. Glad I saw one. It's good, that's encouraging. Did you hear that? That was totally a squirrel chirping. It's funny, all day, every time I'm about to pack it up, I'll hear something or see something. I think God's trying to teach me patience today. I think that's really the closest. There's just no way I could have got a shot on that thing. I kind of saw a glimpse of it on the ground, and then it jumped up in a tree and went to the other side of it. That was about all I saw, but at least I saw one. That was good. I don't even think if I had my gun in hand in the ready position, I could have got a shot on that thing. But it was good to see one, that's for sure. So we'll just keep trying. We got nighttime coming. I'm probably gonna get out one more time before the sun goes down, and we'll just keep trying. I love that we can hunt, squirrel. Squirrel's a lot of fun to hunt. It's very challenging in the summertime, that's for sure. Any tips you might have, put it below for squirrel lizard there. Put those tips below for sure. So it's dusk, and the camera lights it up a lot more than it actually is. And down there is super dark. So this night vision is nice. I'm gonna put the link for One Leaf below. Man, oh my gosh, I am really enjoying this camera with night vision. It also has a laser. I haven't quite gotten that one tweaked out yet, but pretty darn interesting. No way. I mean, just again, the camera lights it up, but with my eyes, it just, all I see is darkness down there. So this is great, this night vision. One leaf below. My hesitation with shooting a squirrel at night is I don't know how I'm gonna go get it. I got a pretty bright flashlight, but see how it goes. I think it might be too tempting if I happen to see one. I hear stuff down there, but man, it's hard to, it was already hard to see because it's summer, now it's just pitch black down there. Man, thank goodness for that night vision. There'd just be no way. No way. All right, so here's where my night ends. I'm gonna give it another go early in the morning. I'm gonna try to get back where I was at the beginning of this video, where I heard things because I saw one down there not too long ago. It's the second one I saw. Just no way I can get a shot on it. So. Seems like all sorts of critters are coming out, so maybe I will stick around a bit. We'll see what happens. But I think I'm gonna call it a night. I was shining the flashlight, and I got some sort of eyes in a tree. Gosh, it's so hard. And I tell you, squirrel hunting in summer is hard. Squirrel hunting in summer at night is really hard. All right, hey, good morning. Squirrel hunt continues. I spent a good chunk of this morning just drinking coffee, sitting on the deck, looking down there, because I've seen squirrels down there twice, down at the bottom of this hill here. And yesterday I was down in the thick of the bottom of the hill here and could hear them. So I'm gonna go back down there. I don't have a squirrel call, but there's one I'm gonna try. It's where you take 2 coins. Kind of wish I had a 50-cent piece because I got some big fat fingers, but ultimately I'm taking a quarter, and I'm just gonna kind of loop it up there. And then I'm gonna take a second quarter. I'm having a hard time grabbing it with my fat finger. I just got some fat fingers. I'm gonna take my second quarter and just kind of supposedly that'll work. And then you kind of take the rough edge of the coin. So I'm gonna try it. We'll see how this goes. All right, so I hadn't seen or heard anything other than the tree I was standing by at first. I kind of looked up and there was clearly squirrels living in it. So maybe I just picked the wrong place to stand. I stood right by their house. So I don't know, I've been at it for about 45 minutes now. And I think I'm gonna sit a bit, kind of see how this goes for a little bit longer. Just keep on trying. It's nice to be out here early in the morning though. So beautiful. Watching the sun come up over the ridge and stuff. So pretty out here. Well, I'm sorry I haven't gotten a squirrel. I have definitely been trying. I'm encouraged. I've seen two. One just right there, over there. But I saw it from way up on top of the hill. And just for a split second, like not enough time to grab my rifle and get a shot on it. And then one way up over this ridge. Just again, couldn't get a shot on him, but keep trying. It's encouraging to see a couple, that's for sure. I like trying to call them. It's kind of fun, especially if it works. So I'll just keep on trying. You can kind of get an idea how steep this terrain is. It's pretty steep. All of it. I mean, there's a couple flat spots, but generally speaking, this land is steep. Because of the river, you know, the river's on the bottom there. And it's the Ozark Mountains. All right, I think I'm gonna head up. I'll keep watching this hillside from the top. Let's keep on trying. So I came to a different spot. This is, where was that yesterday? It's pretty thick in here. It's a pretty decent trail. I'm gonna try to move to the other end of this trail. Real quiet. And I'm just gonna stop there and try to do a few more calls. Feels like better than doing nothing. There's a deep ravine right there. Pretty deep, yeah. It goes way down. I hear something down in there. So I'm gonna just, I think, head back quietly. I've been out for a couple hours this morning. And, man, I just haven't seen anything other than that squirrel den, but I haven't heard or seen anything. I'm not sure if my calls are just scaring them or just not working. All right, so I'm heading down the mountain. I'm taking the trail because I'm trying to get Benjamin out. Let him walk around a bit. He's been cooped up all weekend. I had gone without him almost every time till now. Because of the ticks. Just so bad, man. But I'm gonna wander down this hill as quiet as I can. There's a spot, like a cliff, kind of got a lookout. I'm gonna go check that out and stay there. Gosh, I saw a red squirrel from my deck, but I didn't have my rifle on me. It's like they know. Seems like I'm seeing more from my deck than anywhere else. Seems to be the primo spot. But I'm gonna head down here because I sat there after I saw that red squirrel. I sat there for about 40 minutes. Just nothing else. So I'm gonna head down the hill, see how this goes, and we'll go from there. All right, so I'm gonna hang here for a bit. I can see a lot. I'm gonna try to find a little shadier spot, but I can see pretty far from up here. This is a cliff that we converted into a road, and there's a target right out there. And I'm gonna stay here for about an hour, try to be quiet. And if I don't see or hear anything at all, I'm going to shoot that target. I brought a bunch of ammo with me. I thought, well, I definitely been wanting to shoot this rifle since I sighted it in, so we'll see how it goes. Honestly, I'd really like to get down in here. There's 7 acres. It's all floodplain down there. Way down there. Way down there. But it's just like it's been flooded recently and it all overgrew. I don't have a way through there. It's just a swampy jungle. So I'm trying to get a bulldozer through there eventually and clear it out, but I'd love to hunt down there. Really cool down there. I'm sure there's a lot of life down there. I hear something behind me. Been hearing it for a bit. I don't know what it is though. It's nice being in the treetops. I feel like for the first time I kind of have an advantage if I happen to see one. It's always a little harder. It's always quite a bit harder to get up the mountain than it is to get down. Man, I gotta tell you, ever since I had my heart procedure, I just feel great. So many things just, of course I'm working out a lot more. But I also want to take this moment and talk about ES Power Drink. Because a friend of mine lost 110 pounds in 7 months eating Trinidad scorpion peppers every Sunday. So he turned it into a drink because when he told me how he lost weight, I thought, well, I'm out on that. But then when he told me he turned it into a drink, I've been drinking that for a bit. Every Sunday is what the ES stands for. So I just drink it every Sunday. And I get them little K-cups, brew yourself a nice Trinidad scorpion pepper drink and watch the health benefits, man. Heats up your body like a workout. but it's not painful. So that link is below. All right, so I ended up, I was gonna shoot at this target while I was down here, but I ended up quietly walking up to the cabin thinking maybe I run into something there. But I definitely want to shoot this gun. I'm leaving today. I'm gonna hunt from the deck a bit while I get ready to leave, but I definitely wanted to get a few rounds. We're way down the mountain from there, so I just at least wanted to have a chance to shoot this other than sighting it in. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm not willing to give up until I'm driving away. So, but right now I'm just gonna blast off a few rounds. All right, well, those misses were me, as you'll see. Kind of wish I would have left a bipod on it. I'd love to just kind of tag that thing, but I'm gonna keep blasting. I'm gonna load this back up and do that again. So one thing I love about 22 is you can just put a bunch of rounds in your pocket. I love that. That's about the only effective like self-defense or hunting round that I think you can do, really. You know, I mean, obviously you put other ammo in your pocket, but not like 100 rounds or so. I don't think I have 100 rounds on me, but I think I got like 40, you know, and it's kind of like having my keys in my pocket. So that's pretty significant compared to a lot of other ammo. Kind of makes it a great survival rifle too, for that reason, yeah. If you're just out in the world. I really need to get my 25 round magazines down here too. I didn't really feel like squirrel hunting with 25 rounds, so you never know, man. That'd be a good squirrel hunting trip right there. Oh. Not to make excuses. But as you'll see in there, I don't know if you can tell, but like I could, with this camera, I can focus as I zoom in and out. I might have to just zoom back out, but as I focused on the target, it blurs the crosshairs. So for a bit, I thought the crosshairs were one thing, but they're actually another. But let's do that again. I think I'm gonna zoom out a bit, try to get both those things in focus. Love this rifle. Really, really love this rifle. It's way more accurate than I am, that's for sure. I kind of grow to expect guns to be that way. As I shoot guns, I was like, well, this should be better than me. Definitely should be worse than me, that's for sure. All right, I'm gonna do 10 more. I'm gonna try to get all these on target here. Not be in such a hurry. Kind of focus on what that. I'll film the zooming out and kind of how you get that crosshairs back in focus kind of thing. That way you see what I'm talking about. Okay, I think that's full. The thing I hate about shooting this ammo is I got lead all over my fingers. All right. You see how they cross? Yeah, there you go. Way better. Way better. Smaller target, that's for sure. Almost missed that one. Surprised I got that one at all. All right. That's pretty fun, man. This BC 201 by Bear Creek. Love this thing. Just a tack driver. I mean, that's almost 100 yards away. That little tiny target right there. Well, it's even higher. I can barely see it there. So, well, I'm going to head back up, hunt along the way, and hopefully get something from the deck as I pack it. I'm sure, sorry, you got to know I'm trying my hardest. I'm sure this would be a more interesting video if I was getting stuff, but you know, I'm very encouraged. The last time, I really didn't see much of anything. I saw one squirrel way off in the distance for just a second off the deck. But this time I've seen 2 gray squirrels and a red squirrel, and which means I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. I just got to get a shot off. Maybe I'll bring a shotgun down next time. That way I can be a little quicker on the draw. So we'll see. But I'm not giving up yet. I think the deck's a good place to hunt from. I'm going to keep my gun just out there. That way if I see something scampering around there, I can hopefully get something before I leave. All right, so I'm going to call this trip finished. I still got my rifle sitting here on the deck, and I probably got about 20-30 minutes before I actually drive away. So you never know, but I'm going to call it finished. You know, it's really a challenging hunt this time. Just the heat and the steepness, but it was really more like I was kind of trying out as much as I knew, really. And nobody ever taught me how to hunt, so I kind of have to just figure stuff out on my own. And I've never really done a lot of squirrel hunting, to be quite honest. A long time ago, I did a little redwood squirrel hunting with shotguns. But man, it just feels like out here, you got to really try hard to kind of, they don't like people, that's for sure around here. Every time I get a spot of one, and it's gone quick. But at least I'm seeing some. You know, if you watched the last video, I didn't see anything until just a split second of one at one point here on the deck. And this time I got 2 gray squirrels and a red squirrel that I saw, but just no chance of getting a shot. So, you know what, but we're gonna keep trying. Just keep on trying, get out in nature, just loving being out here no matter what. But that's kind of what we're gonna keep doing. This trip's gonna end, but we'll do another one. I'm gonna be hunting a lot this year because of the Matthew series, and might as well film it. Whether I get something or not. So there you go. Any tips or insights you might have for me, definitely put that below. I'd really appreciate that. But hey man, thanks for watching. Definitely, if you haven't had a chance, subscribe. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.